Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ryan Eastman, and we are back with the FBA Game 1 of the Rookie Combine game. Joining me in the booth tonight is Christopher Whalen. How you doing, Christopher?
Doing pretty good today. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Game 1 ahead of us. First look at the rookies in a competitive aspect, playing against each other. We got to see them in the Combine last week, and now we get to actually see them facing off against each other. Are you excited?
Oh, I am always excited to see the incoming group of draftees.
Yeah, we only have a little over, I believe, a week and a day before the draft comes about, and then we'll have round two on the Sunday. So this is kind of the last chance the scouts have to really get a look at these players in any kind of competitive form to add to their repertoire of film built up. Other than that, I think at this point most of these rookies can only do interviews at this point to try and influence their draft stock.
Well, and this is also really the first time we're going to get to see them in more of a professional environment. A lot of these players are used to college ball. They're not really used to playing in a much larger stadium here in front of all these fans. So it'll be interesting to see how they sort of react to being in a more professional setting.
And speaking of fans, we are here in Plymouth, home of the 2019-2020 champions, and obviously the fans are mostly locals, making up this wonderful atmosphere here tonight. And I'm sure they are looking forward to seeing the players take the court. And I think they are starting to head onto the floor now.
Well, I was excited for the championship this year, being a local New Englander myself.
And the two teams are the Elites and the Stars. Both the top 24 is broken down between them, and they will switch off at for the second game. The rosters will switch around a bit, giving everyone a chance to play with a bit of everyone. And the Elites with the ball to start. Shot clock winding down. Williamson for three is no good. And the Stars will bring up in a fast break. Baltive going for a shot too, but no good. The putback, though, is good from Kokinos. Gotta get used to saying all the new players' names, and that's always a nightmare for me and Marcus.
Yeah, I spend many nights in front of my bathroom mirror just pronouncing names until I get them right.
Alley-oop attempt, no good there, and that's going to be something we watch out for. Is these players are not used to necessarily playing with each other. The chemistry is not fully there for those kind of very timing-based plays. As we see Iverson laying it up and in, giving the first basket for the Elites. Score tied 2 apiece here.
You can see a lot of these players are already kind of champing at the bit as we come out of the gate. They're trying to prove themselves to be rising, well, stars or elite players on this court here, and it's working out for some players already, and not as much for others.
Yeah, well, Kelly with a 3 in transition is good. She definitely made waves in college, putting up over 50 points in that one game, and definitely someone they have to keep an eye on. Is there? She gets a steal. She has a fast break, and look at that speed go. Lays it up and in. That's 5 points for her already.
She made that look easy.
Well, she's definitely a player smaller than a lot of the ones currently on the court. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Lance Wildfire in the sense of the speed and quickness and able to break free. And we see a dunk there from Kokinos. That's his second basket now. Bit of
You
a...
mentioned Kelly as she's coming down. She did very well in the combine.
Yeah, she did. I think she finished third overall.
She did. She was early on took the lead, kind of as the top five, and kind of stuck there throughout the whole week. So
Yeah, battle for the board goes the way of Kokinos. See if anyone else from the Stars can get involved in the offense. And they'll give it to the center at the top of the arc. Looking for a play to develop. And these plays we might see are a little bit simple here tonight, again, as they haven't had a lot of time to really work together on any kind of actual play. As Anari, using his size but no good on the basket, as Lavoy Williams will bring the ball up the court for the Elites.
some fancy footwork there by the Kangaroo.
Yeah, calling for the screen to get open. Drives to the paint. Does get a good shot off over the defense, and that will be a bucket. Elite up by 5. And it's always kind of a wonder of how much ego goes on in this game, considering uh, on an individual level, you're trying to show up. But at the same time, these are players that you may be playing with throughout your career. And if you kind of come across as a ball hog or uh, a selfish player, how's that going to impact your career later on with these players?
Oh, absolutely. And it's for me, it's always interesting watching this game and then seeing the rookie combine. Half a season later, just to see where these players have evolved, how their play style has changed.
Yeah, I mean, even how because obviously there's 48 picks in the draft. Often, two players will end up on the same team. But another alley oop there to Kokino's. He is stepping up for the Stars. That's 3 baskets already. He's feeling comfortable here tonight.
And he looks it too. I mean, he's clearly taking charge for the Stars here.
Well, I mean, the Red Dragon's a little flashy already to begin with, and he's just showing off at this point. And Safira trying to get it done. Actually going to call for the travel there, pivoted on her foot. And she's trying to do it for the elites. I want to see someone else step up. They can't be passive here. That's another factor that teams are going to kind of look at and say, are you just going to fade into the background? And Williamson with the steal there. Wallaby bringing it up the court, getting by the defense. Surrounded, gets the contact, though, so we'll go to the line for 2. Some of these players have actually international experience. Some of the players on the bench will bring up have actually played in the European Basketball League, but also a number of these players have participated in the Olympics. Speaking of, Williamson at the line right now represented Australia in the 2020 Olympics. Any thoughts on how that experience may have impacted these rookies here tonight?
Well, I think obviously they're all coming just right off of the Olympics straight into the combine here, and it's got to be intimidating for some of the other draftees here when you've got people who are already maybe not particularly well known, but known on the world stage coming into this draft class.
Great play. Williamson passing to Jetson there as she slammed it down. We'll go to the line for 2. Or sorry, for 1 and 1 opportunity. And yeah, you consider the fact that playing in the Olympics, some of these players have had the opportunity to play against the best of the world. I mean, not many of these draftees can say that, hey, I matched up against the best of the Americans already. I mean, they all lost, but
Right.
they can at least say they played them.
Even the Americans lost.
Yeah, I mean, only the Canadians could say they went lossless in the Olympics. And like I said, it is an opportunity that hopefully a lot of the rookies were able to take the best advantage of. And Nari, using his size over Safira there, is able to get it down. Or sorry, not Safira, Williamson.
Talk about the height differential there.
Yeah, we actually have quite a few of swingers entering this draft that are above 6'8", stretching the size difference for some of these players. We see a 3-on-1 fast break over to Inari. Inari off the glass is good.
Almost lost it there.
Yeah, that was a bullet of a pass. I don't think he expected it to come in that high, though. But the defender was in a position to intercept if it was any lower. See if Safira dishing it out to Williamson, but she's driving to the basket. I don't know how she managed to make that work. That was meant to be an alley-oop dunk attempt, but she just had to tap it in, considering how off the mark it was.
Looked like she was swimming through the air there.
I mean, very accurate statement. It's Tonpo, another alley-oop on the other end. Ooh, Corbered it. Kokino's no good. That's his first miss.
Well, that sort of speaks to some of the chemistry that was already sort of built here already. Kelly, Severa Kelly, not like Kelly, good friends with Lavoy Williams and Williamson, who were already on the same team. So, you know, these little pockets of inspiration might shine through this game here.
And Nari starting to catch some fire. That's his third basket in a row. On the other end, Safira trying to get something done, and she's definitely stepping up, but I'd like to see her slow it down a little bit, get more involvement, passing like that. Jetson down low in the post is good from Lavoy Williams. That was a great court awareness to see Jetson getting open down low.
I think they heard you.
Apparently. I mean, that's another, again, a factor teams are looking at is how well do you keep an eye on the court and see the plays develop.
Well, and a lot of these players are playing off positions too, you know, so it's tricky for them to maybe play a position they're not normally used to, and seeing how they adapt their play styles to those positions.
Yeah, well, it's not as bad as the 2017 draft where we had a small forward having to play center because of the lack of centers in the top 24.
Well, we had 42 guards and 6 non-guards, so I mean,
yeah. Baltave from 3 is good, getting the Stars back in this game, only down by 1. And that's something the Elites have not really pushed too much, is the three-point game. They've relied on that post play.
well, and that's one of the things that the scouts are looking for is who's going to take that three-point shot, who's going to play it safe. And I think having that court awareness of knowing when to go for it is super important in these games.
And Iverson getting the bucket, and the Stars will call timeout after that, maybe get some substitutions. It's been a little while since a dead ball situation. And Iverson, the champion from the FCA tournament, his teammate is on the other team, the Elites, and actually there is a mass substitution. We'll have to see how the two teammates do facing off against each other if they do end up sharing any time on the court.
Yeah, Great Lakes had a really great season this year. It was a little surprising that they've only had a couple of players come into the draft this year, but you know, they always put up a strong contending group every FCA.
Yeah, Petharon no good on the shot. Foster with the rebound. And we'll see how this new bunch does. We've already kind of established how that starting lineup seemed to develop in terms of who was the playmaker. You see Wilson fighting for the ball. Nearly loses it. Gets down low in the post. No good, though. Aquino bringing it up on his own. Will pull up over Myers, and it is good. Wilson dishing to Alamine at the top of the key. And goes to throw a screen and gets the ball back. Trying to find someone over. Cooper, 5 seconds left. Getting a screen attempted, but it's got to take a really far three here as the shot clock started to wind down. But still good. Tying it up here. That took some, I'd say balls, but to take a shot like that far away from the three-point line and to nail it. Elites no good. Stars first chance to actually get a lead here.
You mentioned Cooper, the Badger doing very well in the shooting portion of the combine. Really kind of pushed him up closer to the top by the end of the week. Seeing that here as he easily dropped that 3 points in.
Yeah, Kino will get the contact on Wilson for an and one opportunity. That's another thing that teams are looking at is how smart are you with your fouls and free throws. I mean, missing a free throw there is never a good thing, but how likely are you to get into foul trouble? Are you giving good fouls? Are you getting frustrated and throwing bad fouls? I mean, you're only as good to the team as long as you're on the court. Speaking of, Jetson getting her own miss and putting it back. Stars will bring it up the court. Foster getting into the paint. Double clutch is no good. Lagerstrom able to put up a solid defensive effort there. Another player who had an opportunity to play in the Olympics. And he'll clean up the miss with a slam dunk. Both teams shooting very well here tonight, above 55%. Opportunity for a high-scoring game here.
Well, I think right now they're all looking at how can I score points, not necessarily how can I prevent points. And unfortunately, some of the scouts are looking for both. They're not just looking for playmakers, but play stoppers.
Yeah, you want to have a complete package. That's what separates you from a role player and a full-time starter. And which of these players will float to the top and end up as those starters? I mean, you're a lottery pick. You're kind of expected to start day one. And if you aren't a complete package, you're in trouble.
Yeah, you're almost expected to kind of plug and play into the team dynamics already, and if you can't get that settled in, you're not gonna get time on the floor.
Great awareness there. Passing down low to Myers on the break. Easy lane. Defender was nowhere in sight. I mean, you talk about defense being looked at. If you're seeing players left that wide open, you're going to. I mean, yes, sir, switching, you're not as comfortable with calling for the switch as you might be once you've established your role on a team. But you have to at least get a paw up on a shooter no matter what. And the Stars will have the last shot of the first quarter, 28-32 so far. Looks like Wilson's going to take a last-second three. No good. And with that, the first quarter will come to an end. 32-28, Elites lead by 4. Jetson really stepping up here for the Elites. And on the other end, Safira stepping up for the Stars. Sorry, Jetson for the Stars. Again, my players
Yes,
already mixed up.
Other way around. Well, I mean, Saphir Kelly being a Blue Dragon, playing for the red team. We've got, I think, the red dragon playing for the blue team.
Yeah. Foster with the ball. Dishonado Alamin. Using his body against Viking. Gets down low, but backs it out to Foster for the last second shot off the front iron. No good. And we have the other Kelly on the floor now. And he'll miss a shot, and Viking cleans it up once again. No one between him and the basket, and that offensive rebound and slam dunk is beautiful.
Talking about court awareness.
And he gets done on the defense too. Almost gets a finger on it, but he gets the rebound. As blocked by Myers on his attempt.
Getting double teamed.
Yeah, Myers left open though. Gets fouled on the way up and is good. Jetson will send him to the line for one. Chance for a three-point play. And it is good.
That's always the risk of fouling as someone's going up for the shot. You might actually be helping them in the end.
Yeah. Anyone from the top 24 that you have your eyes on, maybe they aren't starting this game, maybe they're going to be starting game 2, but anyone that from the combine that impressed you that you're looking forward to seeing here tonight?
I mean, there's a couple players that sort of stand out for me. Saphira Kelly, we're getting to see a lot from this evening, and that's fantastic. I'm looking forward to next game when we'll get to see some of Zach Cooper. He did, I mentioned him earlier, but he is one of my favorite players. Let's see, and then probably, I don't know, Tyreek Murphy also did very well. Very, very clean player. Very straightforward.
Yeah, a lot of guards you're keeping an eye on. I mean, swing technically is Zach Cooper as well. Jetson trying to stretch it out with a three, no good. Zach Cooper will be starting next game, as will Tyreek. So that will be interesting to see how they do once they have full minutes on the court. Martin trying to stretch it, no good. Murphy bringing it up. Quick pass to Blake Kelly, and it's good. We might have to come up with a nickname for one of these two Kellys so we don't get them confused.
Spell Blake BK.
Isn't there a Berger Kane already in the league called BK?
Well, they kind of remind me of each other a little bit.
Viking pulls down the rebound. I think that's his 5th or 6th rebound already. He might be on pace for a double-double coming off the bench if he keeps this up. Jetson, quick pass to Kelly, wide open down low in the post, and it is good. Field goal percentage has dropped a little bit, but still shooting around 50% both teams. Foster. Waiting for a play to develop, but Snyman ends up with the ball. Teardrop, no good. Murphy will pull it down.
Well, it's interesting to see when those pauses happen because it's clear that all the the draftees are taking a moment to figure out, okay, what am I seeing here?
Or am I in the wrong spot? Am I getting the evil death glare right now that I'm not? I'm supposed to be throwing a block right now, and I'm not. And Jetson trying to stretch the range once again. She was left wide open, but no good from the right corner.
Those are definitely the shots you have to make. There's no excuse for that.
Well, except that it is the edge of her range. It's not something she's known for. So if she's given that much of a look, she wants them to show that she's not afraid to take that shot and that the defense will have to start committing to at least putting some presence on her. I mean, yeah, she hasn't made one yet, but if she can make one, it will allow more of a gap down low in the post.
But see, I think especially in exhibition games like this, you really have to show your strengths. You can't show your potential until you've actually shown what you can do.
True. Like I said, this is to an extent, a showcase match. This is not, gonna make or break if you're getting drafted in the top 24, but it might be looked at as a reason why a team decides not to take you in the top 24.
Right.
Especially for any of the players that end up low in the ranking by the end of it.
Well, yeah, and most clubs are definitely already they already have made their mind as to pretty much who they want to have, unless there's some sort of breakout star here in the next couple of games. They're really pretty much set in their way.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine most draft boards at this point have already worked through their top 48, plus all the possible trade options. We always talk about come draft time the lack of centers that often we don't see at the top level, and how they're usually the ones who are reached on first. So even if you might be a 20th ranked center, it's possible you could go top 10 just because of the fact you are a center, and the center is the most
coveted position.
Yeah, at least at the high level. I mean, I'm not gonna say a point guard is a dime a dozen, but every draft we always have 5 to 10 guards we think could be the next Buck Hopper, the next Vera. You got.
Well, I mean, if you look at the combine, top 14 with the exception of number 1, all guards.
Yeah, some swings in there since the guard forwards are counted. Martin passed right into his back. He'll steal the ball. Snyman, he could have given it up, but decides to lay it up and in himself. Kokino's already has plenty of points, so he's going to take a few for himself there, even though he could have dished it out to the Red Dragon. Almost stripped there again. That would have been another steal.
Nah, he's fine.
Don't do that. It's bad enough that some of these players are going to have nicknames before the start of the season even gets going. Baltive stripped by Murphy. Murphy closely guarded, having to dish it over to Na. God, that's just not going to be a great thing. How you doing? Nah. Do you want this? Nah.
Do you want to tell me who your favorite player is on the court?
Nah. Murphy no go at the shot. Snyman will pick up the rebound.
I actually do like Joseph Na's play style too. He's someone I've kind of kept my eye on. I think he did decently in the combine, but I think I'm interested to see how he does in a live game here.
Iverson will get the missed shot there. Snyman not showing up so well coming off the bench. 1 for 5 so far. Ooh, bounce off the back of the Dragon. Na recovers it, and alley-oop to Iverson is good.
I
Speaking
felt
of
that one.
I mean, yeah, we have two pretty talented centers going at it right now. Kokinos and Iverson battling back and forth.
That basket rattled.
Yeah, Edge almost breaks free. Viking strips it though. The battle for the ball goes the way of the elites. Quick pass over to Lavoy Williams for three is no good.
Again, wide open.
Yeah, she could have. He could have set a bit more there. Took a quick shot, a bit quicker than was needed. Martin, no good. A little too much power behind it. Both teams struggling to make the threes here. And stripped from behind, Baltiv. Fast break.
Wide open.
And it is good. No one able to catch up. I think if Kelly had been on the floor, she might have been able to run it down, but Baltave, one of the faster players on the court right now. And an alley-oop attempt intercepted. And Baltave will try and take a shot. For talk of the arc, it is not from beyond the arc, though. They'll only go for two in transition. Stars catching on fire here with 4 minutes to go left in the second quarter.
They're really waking up here at the kind of at the last minute of the half here. Last couple minutes.
Well, it's been the elites making poor mistakes right there, as we saw an intercepted pass as Martin dishing to Snyman.
Well, it just goes to show you that no lead is safe in the FBA, even in the pre-FBA.
Even the collegiate level, even though some of these players do have professional experience overseas.
You know, that you can't get cocky.
Well, you can. It's just, have you earned it? Double teamed, almost stripped once again. They're losing the ball. Murphy, they're going to call it out on the elites. It will be Stars' ball. Anyways, they only had 2.6 seconds left to begin with. But it will go the other way here.
I think a little bit of nerves get in the way.
Well, with all the turnovers now, the Stars are starting to feel a bit confident with going for those swipes. And it's just going to put more pressure on the elites. As Balte for three, no good. He made one from just inside the arc not too long ago, trying to actually get those 3 points to fall. Murphy. Matchup gets away from his defender, but a good switch there, but leaves Iverson wide open to lay it up and in. That's 12 points tonight for Iverson. Hasn't missed a shot yet. Pass over.
I mean, you really got to watch out for that orangutan.
And the battle for the rebound goes the way of the elites. And in transition is good. That's a long shot. Almost a three-pointer there, but it worked out for Birdie. Quick pass, or quick play is good, and the elites will call timeout here. Baltave with the bucket. 5 for 9 so far tonight, 11 points total. Trying to make a name as the starting point guard tonight for the Stars. Having to compare himself to Kelly, who is back on the floor now. Lavoy Williams. I've imagined her go to Iverson, and they will. He'll back it down, playing isolation. They're already bringing the double team over, but that just leaves Kelly wide open the top of the arc. No good, though. And we're already starting to see some defensive adjustments as the teams are starting to employ double teaming. Shows a bit of respect to the players that are standing out here tonight, that they already are earning a double team. Devokovic, no good, but Wilson will get the rebound.
Well, I think some of it is just that because these players haven't had a lot of chance to develop true plays, especially from the defensive end. I think they're trying to show that they have that court presence to say, okay, this is a problem. We should stop it before before they score.
Yeah, and a swipe there, fast break opportunity. Wilson will take it up and slam it in on his own. Just swiped there. That was very beautiful defensive play and the heads-up awareness to grab the ball and start in a sprint.
Velociraptor hopping up there, getting some good height.
Yeah, Aquino giving over to Kelly and back to Iverson. Aquino back to Kelly. I think Kelly might have to take a shot here. No, they're going to give it to Aquino for the top of the arc. Rattles out, though. We saw Tompo earlier getting her own miss and putting it back. Very physical play down low in the post. Something that keep an eye on how well they battle down there and how players deal with the bigger bodied furs that they're not maybe used to playing. I mean, once you get to the professional level, the players are bigger, they're stronger, they're faster than the college level. How can you compare once you get there, and how do you deal with it when you are faced with those challenges? We know quick pass to Petron down low in the post. It works, and with that, shot clock turned off. 9.8 seconds left. Stars will get the last shot of the game before we dive into the stats of the half.
You know, I thought they were gonna come up and overtake the elites, but haven't quite made that happen.
No, the elites held on off the back of Iverson and Kelly. And we'll dive into the stats once we get ready to start the third quarter. Anyone impressing you so far?
I mean, you mentioned Iverson and Kelly. They're slowly becoming the powerhouse for the Stars. On the elites, looking at Anika Tompo has been had an extremely great game so far as well.
And we'll take a look at stats here in just a second. As you said, elites finish the first half up 48-43. Looking at the Stars to begin with, Kokinos started off really strong with 3 baskets early, 6 points total, 4 rebounds, a steal, and an assist. Divokozic, 2 points, 1 rebound, 3 steals, 1 for 5 shooting. Baltave, 11 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. Has put up 9 shots so far, shooting above 50%, but struggling from beyond the 3-point line. Tonpo, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 for 3. Martin, 2 assists, a steal, and a block. 0 for 3 so far, 2 of which were 3-pointers, which really isn't his range. Myers, 5 points, 3 rebounds, and a block. 2 for 2 coming off the bench with an and 1 to his name, too. Foster, 1 for 5, struggling a little bit from the field. 2 points total, 3 rebounds, and an assist. Same for Snyman, 1 for 5, 2 points, 2 rebounds. Alamin has a rebound, but hasn't done much on the floor in the 9 minutes. Anari, 6 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 3 for 5 shooting. Wilson, 4 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. And Zach Cooper has the only 3-pointer for the Stars, I believe, in his 7 minutes on the floor. Jumping on over to the elites. Jetson, 7 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. 2 of her rebounds were offensive. Iverson, 12 points, 6 rebounds, and a steal. 6 for 6 so far. Lavoy Williams, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Lagerstrom, 4 points. Already has 11 rebounds, though, getting it done, cleaning up the boards. 1 steal, 2 for 3 from the field. 2 of his 11 were offensive rebounds. I think that's where his 2 shots have come from, were those slam dunks. Kelly, 7 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal. Started off strong, has struggled a little bit from the field, 3 for 9. 1 rebound, 1 assist, 0 for 2 from the field. And Tyreek Murphy, 4 turnovers. That's the biggest glaring stat, but has 1 steal, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds as well. Williamson made the 2 shots from the free throw line. Other than that, has taken a 3 and missed. 2 assists, a steal. Aquino, 6 points, 3 for 7, 1 assist. Petron, 2 points, 1 rebound, and an assist. Kelly, the other Kelly, Blake, 4 points, 1 rebound, and Raw Cryer has not done much on the floor with the limited minutes. And we will start the third quarter with the Stars in possession. I have to imagine that they're going to try and shut down Iverson in this second half.
Well, it really makes you wonder. I mean, Iverson, Kelly, clearly the two biggest threats right now from um,
The elites.
the elites. So, how do you stop them from just kind of dominating in the second half?
Yeah, well, that's not a great start as Iverson gets the bucket, puts them to 50 points overall. And for the Stars, Anari will have it. Driving over to the side, give it to Baltave, who has been good, and he is good from beyond the arc. That's a three-pointer. Those two stepping up tonight. Baltave leading the way for the Stars. As we see Kelly getting blocked there by Kokinos. Tompo
Stars
out.
coming out. Or go ahead.
I would say Tompo with the alley-oop to Divakovic is good.
Stars coming out swimming in the second half here.
Yeah, well, they got it back to a two-point game already, and now they're going to try an alley-oop on the other end, but this time the Dragon takes flight and pulls it down. Tompo down the Nari, blocked. The ball's battling for it, and it will be the Elite's ball in the end. And that was the orangutan with the block. And that's a little bit of ego showing. The Elites trying to answer back after the Stars alley-oop with one of their own, and it cost them a possession. Passing down to Iverson. First miss of the game. Great defensive effort there from the Dragon, able to get that miss. And Tompo for three. Well, Tave was good from there earlier, but no good for her. That could have given them the lead. Birdie putting the shot up, no good. Here we go, another alley-oop. This time, Baltave to Kokinos. Tying it up here, 50 apiece. Based on how the game is going, who do you have taking this in the end?
I actually think the Stars are going to pull through. They've come out here with a renewed vigor. I do see the Elites getting a little cocky here already. I think that's going to be their downfall.
And Kelly matching up against Baltave down on the post was able to get the bucket. First one in a while. And there we go. We saw the great switch matched up against Divakovic. Kelly had no way of stopping the drive to the basket. And the game's tied once again. A strip there. The Dragon sticking his paw in, and Anari in transition is good, and the Stars have taken the lead here. And both teams will make some substitutions in the next dead ball situation. Williamson dishing down low to Kelly in the post again. You can already see the double team getting ready to come over and assist. So they back out. Williamson for three. No good. Second miss from beyond the arc for him tonight. And Nari no good on the other end. Could have extended the lead a little bit. Williamson taking the ball over to Jetson. Down low to Kelly. Kelly's going to fade away, and it is good. Seems like Kelly wants to play off the ball here and let Williamson take point. Tompo on the other end, playing a little bit of isolation. Nothing comes out of it, though, as we'll head the other way. As, of course, as I mentioned, Ed Kelly will take point again. Dishing to Louis Williams. Down to Jetson, who's open, and it is good. That's 9 points tonight for her. Between her and Iverson, they are dominating the post. Only Kokinos has put up any kind of effort to stop them, as we see a strip there. Fast break opportunity. Jetson will utilize it to slam it down. Definitely a battle of the post here tonight. As the other end, we see another answer back with a slam dunk from Divakovic.
Well, as we're seeing, I think some of these players are just tired of shooting from downtown and just going for the easy two.
Well, they're having fun at this point, going back and forth. If you're going to slam it down with 2, I'm going to slam it with 1. It's a miss there.
Head butted in.
I mean, whatever. If that's how you want to slam it down, go ahead. Just, don't bash your head against the rim. I don't want to see anyone taking a laceration to the forehead here tonight. As there we go, then alley-oop. I love that. Always moving. That's the big thing. The Dragon has his feet always in motion. He's not just standing there in the post waiting for the ball. He's trying to get a gap between him and his defender. Safira, again, isolation one-on-one. Baltaev is not coming out on top here. They really need to make a switch. I think they need to put Williamson on Safira. And speaking of Williamson, strip there. Has an opportunity to alley-oop to Jetson, and we get it even with the Dragon drenched all over her. She is able to get it down, and now this is becoming a backyard basketball game with all the dunks. Anari will get that to fall. That's his 10th point now here tonight. Williamson taking point. We see Kelly again ready to go down in the post. We'll see if they go to her, but looks like they want to set up for a different play. Calling for the screen. And Nari just dances around. And he has the advantage in height, but not speed. And Williamson, the teardrop over the defense, works. Both teams shooting extremely well here to start the second half.
We really didn't see a lot from Williamson in the first half, but Wallaby is starting to wake up here in the second
Yeah,
portion of the
no.
game.
We saw 2 threes get missed, and then obviously the 2 free throws from the line. So that's his 4th point of the game. It's been kind of hard to break in with between Jetson, Iverson, and Kelly. That's a lot of firepower on this Elite's starting lineup. You see a quick lay-in there. And we do see some substitutions for both teams. Goro Cryer participated in the Olympics as well for the French national team.
Already a pro baller.
Yeah, over in the EFBL. As you see Iverson tapping in the miss there. Again, great cleanup effort from both teams. You had Viking and Iverson both cleaning up the boards off those misses, and that comes down to bad boxing out from the defense. Speaking of defense, we see a swipe there from Aquino. Kokinos is back there, so he can't drive the lane and takes a shot instead of waiting for the rest of the team to catch up. And we'll have a fast break on the other end. Myers passing it back out to Foster, slowing down the pace. But Foster will drive into the paint. No good. Blake Kelly with the board. Garal Cryer. Time starting to wind down as you see the offense shift for isolation play, and it is good on the jumper. First points for him tonight. It's a close game. Both teams able to find little leads here and there, but neither have been able to pull away. Right now the Elites are on top. And Wilson for 3 is good. The Stars getting it done from beyond the arc here tonight.
Working on closing that gap.
Yeah, definitely that is how you slash a margin down. The Elites might have it in the post, but the Stars have got it from beyond the arc. You know, ball ends up in Blake Kelly's paws. And it's going to be a 3 attempt from the Elites. It is no good. Jean Ferdinand unable to make it fall as the shot clock was winding down. And there we go. Foster bringing it back to a 1-point game here. The Elites need to get a play to fall. I mean, obviously Iverson's still on the floor. And I'm sure the players don't want to have to rely on him too much. As Jetson going for three. Another miss, but Iverson, second chance opportunity, no good. Chance for the Stars to pull ahead here. Alamin pulled way out of the post, as is Kokino's. Ends up giving the ball to Wilson. Shot clock starting to wind down. Driving into the basket is good. 67% in this half, and that's a full court pass. Dangerous play, especially since Kelly ended up not going for it. Driving into the basket is good. Back to the Elites. Back and forth a game here. See if the Stars have the guts to pull ahead again. One-on-one Wilson off the eye. Glass is no good. Aquino. I will get these names, I promise, eventually. Maybe by the draft, when it comes time to start talking about them again. I'll have enough practice. Jetson fighting her way, unable to get the basket to fall. Score tie locked up here, hasn't moved much. Myers taking the ball.
Well, I think it says a lot as we get close to the end of the third quarter here that it's a 1-point game. I mean, it's clear that these teams are pretty well balanced in terms of raw talent. It'll be interesting to see how things change up once we put some people in different positions.
And the ball was blocked. Myers dishes it into Foster inbound. Off the back iron is no good. Aquino. A little under 45 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Will fight his way to the basket and lay it up and in off the glass. Put the pressure on the Stars to see if they can tie it up with a three here. Or if
we call that a shimmy and shake.
Wilson driving, had an open lane, pulls up but no good. Elites, are they going to burn the shot clock down, or they want to press the defense here and try and get a shot up early? It looks like Iverson's going to do just that. Look at that great matchup. Have to call the help defense over, but it's too late. Kokino's unable to affect the shot. Elites up by 5. Shot clock turned off here for the Stars, so they have the chance for the last bucket. Alley-oop, and they make the last bucket matter with an alley-oop dunk to the Dragon. 3-point game. Kelly will come up, take the shot, no good. That ends the third quarter. The Elites once again find themselves up, but the margin is only by 3, 74-71.
Interesting to see if either one of these teams hits double or triple digits by the end of the game.
I mean, we're not off that much of the pace to do that. I mean, 74 points in 3 quarters. All it takes is one extra basket. I mean, the Elites did have a little bit of a struggle there for a second, but they pulled it back as we start the fourth quarter. Last 12 minutes of this game one for these players to show off to the scouts and GMs what they can do, what kind of mentality they have. This is the big question. You know, if they find themselves with a lead, how do they play? Are they going to play pensively and risk it falling down, falling apart, losing the lead? Are they going to play aggressive? You know, what mindset are these players taking in on both sides with the situation if they're down or up as the minutes start to wind down? And Adge will go to the line for 2 off the foul there, and that's not a great way to start. No player really in foul trouble here so far tonight, so that is one good metric to see.
Well, like you said, it's a friendly game. I think a lot of people are
friendly game,
being kind.
I mean, if you're a top 2 pick, you get $5 million. If you're a lottery, you get 4. Outside the lottery, you get 3. That's a lot of money to some of these players.
That's true.
I mean, uh, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be friendly if I get $1 million more because I was able to shoot the ball a few more times than you. But I don't make the big bucks that way. I make the big bucks in the booth. Aquino, no good. Stars chance to take the lead here. Martin. Hare has the ball at the top of the arc. Dishing over to Cooper. Cooper driving in, step back. No good. Aquino bringing it up the court on the other side. Taking the jump shot is good. I want to see the
Even
Beavers
if you're not making, oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You get
Is
started.
that even if you're not making those shots, you still are showing that you're willing to make those plays, and if you can just tweak them just a little bit, get that shot in there, you can make yourself a valuable asset to team.
Yeah, you don't want to play scared. There is having false confidence and overshooting, but they're playing scared is no one wants an FBA baby rookie to be scared on the court. If you're scared going up against Jake Turner or DQ, you're not going to have a very long career. You have to be
Yeah, there's
fearless.
no place to be timid, especially against some of the big names in the league. They are just gonna eat you up and spit you out for breakfast.
Yeah, strip ball there. Time running down. Kelly will come up with it. Goes for the slam. He misses that layup. Oh, wow. That is a shot that you should make 99 times out of 100, as it is shown on the other end how it's done. Don't get fancy. Just lay it up off the glass. Blake Kelly with the ball.
We have Kelly and Kelly on the floor right now.
Yeah, I have to say Blake Kelly. I have to say full name. And Wilson made the bucket just a second ago, but will now draw a foul against himself and send Aquino to the line. Aquino having a bit of a quiet night in terms of not necessarily flashy plays like we've seen from Iverson, but has worked above double digits in points here. And good from the free throw line. Rams showing up here. Tonpo calling for the screen. Some fancy ball handling. Dishes behind the back to the top of the arc. The Dragon giving it back to Tonpo. Over to Baltave, who's wide open, and he has not gotten cold sitting on the bench. He has matched Kelly every step of the way and actually done better in terms of field goal percentage. And this is a game where we might see rivalry starting to develop for these players. And Aquino, once again, great turnaround jumper.
Well, that's the thing about these live games is that you don't really get a feel for a player's true potential until you see them on the court. And, with everyone surrounding you, all the lights, cameras, and everything, you might take a little bit of a grudge away from this game.
Divokovic, no good off the shot. Kelly with an E. Extra E, I should say. Driving down low in the post, no good. Dave up to Tompo. Alley-oop to Coquinos. I think every bucket has come from a dunk here tonight. 14 points for him. Definitely get the crowd going. That is one way to become a fan favorite, is getting those flashy dunks game in and game out.
Everyone's looking to be on the cover of for a baller here, and that's one way to do it.
Iverson putting up the missed shot attempt. I want to look at his stats in the game. I would be shocked if he does not have more than 6 offensive rebounds by the end of this game. They just have not been boxing out on either side when it comes to shutting these players down. Birdie back on the floor. Iverson. Good on the second as well. 84-79 here with a little under 7.5 minutes left to go. And like you said, it's been actually a friendly game overall. Very few fouls. As we see a stripped ball recovered by Divakovic. Nari calling for the screen. Dishing down low. Spin move works in the end off the glass. Nah with the ball. Being guarded by the much bigger Nari. Misses, and once again Iverson, offensive rebound and the putback. Easy points for him tonight. Nari. Dishing over to Kokinos, who just takes it up on his own. No good, though, with the hook shot. Lavoy Williams passing the nah, fast break. Teardrop is good. The Elites picking up some speed here with a little over a half of a quarter left to go. They've extended the lead to 7.
Really have to pick themselves up at this point. Maybe make a couple of last-minute drives, take a couple extra risky shots.
I want to see more passing. That's what I want. Anari held the ball the whole time that possession.
From both teams, really.
Nah. Going up, no good. Iverson, again, with the rebound and a foul. Will go to the line for 2. Again, I'd be shocked if less than 6 offensive rebounds at the rate that he has been going. Good on this one. We will see a substitution for the Elites. I think they'll bring out the rest of their starters from this game. The starters from this game will be playing off the bench in the second, trying to get both, all 24 players about the same number of minutes. Obviously, with the dead ball situations, they can't always get it exact. For 3 is good from Anari. Again, the Stars have had the beyond the arc advantage here tonight, but it hasn't been enough so far. As Jetson gets dished a ball down low in the post. All that movement left the post wide open for her. On the other end, trying to lay it up and in. Jetson will get called for the contact, and now the fouls are starting to pick up the pace. That's the 3rd time we'll see a player go to the line in this quarter.
Left in the game, there's no reason not to be a little more aggressive now.
Yeah, no one's in foul trouble. I think 2 fouls is the most any individual player has, so I don't blame them for wanting to be a little bit more
pushy?
Chippy, I was going to say. There's no pushing. That gets you suspended. Physical.
There you go. Physical.
And not the song. That is inappropriate for public broadcast. Voy Williams stripped. Anari with the ball. Down by 7. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to the 3 again, Baltave. Calling for the screen with the switch. Driving to the post. Giving it to Divakovic. Is good on the turnaround with the defender draped all over him. Matching Jetson, actually, kind of, again, a quiet night in terms of, a point here, a point there. Never really catching on fire. And Jetson, the alley-oop just taps it in. It was a little high, so not able to get a good grip on the ball, but good awareness and spatial awareness to determine how to tap it in off the glass there. And a missed shot will give the Elites possession here. Up by 7. They probably want to see themselves get a 10-point lead here to avoid any potential of a comeback. Dishing down low to Kelly. Getting back into this post play. She is not afraid to battle down there. even at her size. Inari with the ball. Pulling up over Kelly is good. 5-point difference.
5-point game.
Yeah, about to say the same. With only 3 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Plenty of time for a few mistakes to make the difference here. And now it's just playing smart. Don't turn the ball over. Don't take quick shots. Take smart shots. I mean, even if you're struggling a little bit, I don't mind an open look. It's when you take those, desperate, double-teamed, defender draped all over you. When there was a wide open fur. As we see, wide open fur, the Dragon wide open once again, slamming it down. 91-94 here. It's a close game. Jetson will answer back with a quieter dunk of her own, but a dunk nonetheless. That's 19 points tonight for her. Potential player of the game alongside Iverson for consideration should they come out on top. If it's for the Stars, I almost have to give it to the Dragon. Maltave has definitely been good as well, but the Dragon has been forceful here tonight, making his impact known as the battle for the ball. Lavoy Williams comes up with it, but the defense has already fallen back. But they leave Kelly wide open. She goes up against Inari, who has quite a bit of a height advantage, but Iverson, offensive rebound and the putback is good. Kyler with the ball, driving to the basket, dishes it out to Baltave a little too high. I think that impacted his ability to take a clean shot. He had to jump for that and didn't have a good opportunity to set his feet when he landed. Speaking of the height difference between Kyler and Safira, there's almost a foot difference between the two. Kyler 6'8", Safira 5'9". We saw another slam dunk from Jetson there. Nari trying to use his height to his advantage, but they've switched off now. Decides to dish it over to Tompo, who calls for the screen. Down by 9, they kind of don't have a lot of opportunity here to cut into this deficit anymore, as the Elites have reached that triple-digit mark that you were talking about earlier. And a huge dunk and a bit of a hold on the rim. Got to be careful there, D'Amica. You're going to get called a flagrant for that if you hold on too long, but I can't blame her. 23 points here tonight. She has shown up.
I think that's 10 points in this last quarter.
It is. I mean, it's been unreal, and Kyler picking it up 2 in this quarter, has 17 as well. But I think Tamika has to be the talk of the night in terms of her performance here.
Elite's trying to eat up some time here.
Yeah, well, they have a 9-point game, and Kyler, he'll take that layup. It's a freebie. But at this point, the Elites, they can just burn out the clock, and if the Stars so chose, they could try and foul and, take him to the line. But Kelly wants another basket for herself, and she'll make it work. Trying to put up the points where she can. Nari, again, an open look will slam it down. He's put up 6 points here, but it's kind of a little too late here tonight. But it's a nice metric for his box score, I guess, at this point.
Now we're just showing off.
I mean, he's seen, 15 dunks here tonight? He just wants to add his dunk to the highlight reel.
Oh, yeah. And we're going to run out the clock here.
And we'll jump into the stats. In the end, the Elites come out on top. For the Stars, Kokinos, 16 points, 11 rebounds, 3 steals, 3 assists, a double-double for him. Divakovic, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 4 steals. Getting it done on defense here tonight. Baltave, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, and a block. 7 for 13 with 2 3-pointers. Tonpo, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 points total, 1 for 7. Inari, 21 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 10 for 15. Great shooting, definitely helped by those last couple baskets being freebies. Foster, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 for 10 from the field. Wilson, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 5 for 9. Myers, 5 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block, 2 for 2 from the floor. Martin, 2 points coming from the free throw line, 3 assists, a steal, a block, and a rebound. Tried to take 2 3-pointers, did not make them. Al Amin, a rebound and an assist, missed every. Well, didn't take any shots, so you miss every shot you don't take, I guess. Zach
Quite
Cooper,
literally.
1 for 3 with a 3-pointer, rebound, and that's it in his limited minutes. We'll see him more in game 2. Same for Snyman, 1 for 5, 2 points, 2 rebounds. Jumping on over to the West. Ooh, it's going to be a tough. I actually almost have to give Iverson the player of the game. 28 points, 20 rebounds, a 20 for 20 here tonight, with 8 of them being offensive. 12 for 14 from the floor. Jetson also showing up. She put up 23 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 offensive rebounds herself. Lavoy Williams, 4 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 for 5. And back to Iverson, 4 for 4 from the free throw line too, getting it done from the charity stripe. Kelly started strong and she kind of kept her pace. 15 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Williamson, 4 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 for 3. Aquino, 16 points coming off the bench, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, 7 for 15. Nah, 2 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist, 1 for 6 from the floor. Lagerstrom, 4 points, 11 rebounds, 2 for 3 from the field with the steal. Pethrun, 2 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Kelly with a B as his first name, Blake, 4 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal, 2 for 5. Murphy missed his 2 shot attempts, but 3 assists and 2 rebounds, 4 turnovers, the big margin there. Garo Cryer, 2 points and an assist. And we'll look at the team comparison, but at the end of the day, Elites came out on top 104 to 97. Any shocking performances here tonight for you?
Well, I have to kind of say I'm a little disappointed in Lavoy Williams. Top of the class after the combine, didn't really show up all that much this game. Put up 4 points, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, at the same time, we definitely saw a lot of players putting up the majority of the baskets here tonight. As almost 50 points between just Jetson and uh, Iverson here for the Elites.
With
And
Kelly,
adding on to that as well, like I said, those two definitely stole the show tonight, in my opinion, especially since we've talked about the high number of guards in the top 24 this year. It's kind of a ongoing trend of guards being the hot commodity, and yet it's the centers that end up being the most valuable resource.
well, especially in this game, Iverson and Kokino's both dominating the court this exhibition game.
Yeah, even though I would have liked to have seen both be a bit more aggressive with their boxing out. I mean, there were times definitely that both of them were not on the floor and they took advantage of that. But the fact that Iverson was allowed to get 8 offensive rebounds speaks to both his talent down low in the post of positioning, but also this team, the Stars, did not really have anyone dedicated to boxing him out and keeping. After the first couple, they should have made an adjustment, even if it was just like, "Hey, Kokinos, I don't care what you're doing at the time. When the ball goes up, you put yourself between the orangutan and the basket." Because they could have saved the game had they stopped a few of those offensive rebounds that turned into second chance points. I mean, you look at that 16-4 differential in second chance points coming in from the Elites.
Oh, and absolutely, if you're able to, stop him in his tracks, suddenly you're a hero, and you have to kind of put yourself up in terms of yes, I've scored a lot of points this game, but like as I was saying earlier, you also have to show that you can stop those plays when they're coming. And if you're not able to do that, then it almost hurts you in a way.
Yeah. Aside from Kokinos, Jetson, and Iverson, who do you think helped their draft stock most here tonight?
Well, looking at just kind of the game in general, um, I'd probably have to say Divokovic really kind of showed that he could hold his own against some pretty tough competitors here.
Yeah, I would definitely the again it was almost a quiet game that kind of slowly worked his way in, a basket here, basket there, but it ended up being one of the top scorers of the game. I'd have to flip on the other side of the court with Benjamin Aquino, coming off the floor, off the bench, really putting up great numbers here. He's one of the players who will not be starting next game, but will be a sixth, seventh fur, so we'll see plenty more of him in the next game. But a very good showing, and I want to keep an eye on how he does in game two. If he can be as consistent as he was here in game one, I think he might make the biggest jump out of everyone in terms of where he ends up on the board.
Absolutely.
Any other final thoughts before we kick it off? Obviously, the players need some rest before game two, and we need some rest before game two. I know you will be heading to the crowd to watch, and Marcus Baylor will be joining me in the booth for game two.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me. It's always a great time to be able to see fresh new talent coming into the FBA, and it's always a pleasure to work with you.
Thanks, Christopher Whalen, for joining me once again, and thank you all for tuning in. All you wonderful fans, hope to see you stay around for game two. We will be back shortly, so don't turn off the TV yet.